Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's call on upgrading your paycheck. My name is Joy Bowen, and for those of you who don't know me, I thought I would just tell you a little bit about my background. I've been a coach now for a little over 4 years. I lead a team called Rising Phoenix International. We are a 2-time elite team. I am a 6-star diamond coach in my first business center, 1-star in my second business center. I've had 51 months of Success Club. I am a breast cancer survivor, boy mom, and wife to a road warrior corporate executive who is on the road about 80% of the week on most weeks. But I want to start off by encouraging you guys, because I was that no girl who said no to this opportunity for 7 years. Stephanie was like so sweet to have me on her dream team list when she first got started with Beachbody. Back then it was called $1 Million Body, and I said no, and I watched her have amazing success for 7 years, and I often wondered like how much of that was really real, but I was really happy for her. And on the heels of my breast cancer diagnosis, I felt like an alien in my skin and was really ready for some positive life changes. And I decided to reach out to Stephanie and get plugged into her PIO group. She was a part of the test group. She had rockin' results. And I really felt like I could do whatever that PIO thing was. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, I'd like to join your challenge group. I had no intention of coaching at all, you guys. I had 3 friends of mine. I think I posted very innocently on Facebook that I was doing this PIO program, and they said, hey, we want to do that with you. So I feel like God kind of tricked me, and then Stephanie tricked me, because I reached out to her and I said, hey, I have these friends who want to join your challenge group. And she said, well, would you, like to get the referral money for them joining the group? And I said, well, oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, that would be amazing, because, my husband had gone through an ICU stay, and then I have breast cancer. We had a lot of medical bills. And so she said, yeah, you could just sign up as a preferred customer and you can get the referral for your friends joining the challenge group. Not a big deal at all. And so I went to go sign up, and it said coach. And so I texted Stephanie and I said, Stephanie, it says that I'm signing up as a coach. And she said, oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's no big deal. Like, it's, you're not committed to anything. And so I'm so glad that she tricked me, because here I am 4 years later, and I have been able to, retire myself from a full-time job in the nonprofit industry supporting church ministries across the country. And now I get to do this and work with people like you full-time, and it's such a blessing. And so I'm hopeful that tonight's call will help you guys have even more success. I know that if you've ever been on a call with me before, I'm looking for the chat and I can't see it. So for some reason, the chat isn't showing up. That's okay. I do love interactive calls, which really makes me sad that the chat isn't showing up, but that's okay. We're going to have plenty of time for Q&A at the end. And I would love for you guys to use the chat. If you guys can see the chat, I would love for you to use it for yourselves throughout tonight's call. Oh, Stephanie says she sees the chat. I can't, so that's a bummer for me. But Stephanie has my text, so she can just text me any questions on the fly. We just make it work around here. Okay. I want to know, you guys can write in the chat to each other, like what is your favorite product that we offer and why? I'm hopeful that you have a favorite product. I mean, for me, I decided to continue coaching because of Shakeology. I felt so amazing on it. Remember the day that I went through the drive-through with my boys and got the meal deals, like the hamburgers and the French fries, and we were pulling away, and I didn't order any French fries for myself. And I remember very, very clearly not even wanting a French fry for my kids for the first time probably in my life, because the ongoing joke was kind of like, hey, mom, get your own. And at that moment, I was like, what is in that dang shake? Because I had been drinking it for about 2 weeks, and I called Stephanie. I don't know if she remembers this, but I called her and I was like, what is in the shake? And so I really continued to help people because I wanted the shake for free. And then, of course, as I continue through this journey, like we're exposed to so many great things, or if you're brand new, like there's so many amazing things that we offer. I mean, like, hello, Energized Mom Crack. So hopefully you guys are chatting right now about things that are your favorites, right? That you're passionate about because you've experienced them. Because part of being a successful coach and upgrading your paycheck is being able to talk about these products from a personal standpoint, right? And that's why whenever there's like a corporate push or a team push to do something together, I think it creates such great momentum and energy for us to get to talk about these products from a very relational standpoint. A lot of people, like when we talk about upgrading our paycheck, we get a little nervous about the term sales. And, you know, sales isn't a dirty word. I mean, like, do you realize that McDonald's like has made millions of dollars out of this one little question? Do you want fries with that? And then they made even more millions of dollars by saying, would you like to supersize it, right? So sales is not a bad word. Upselling is not a bad word. This is something that we actually interact with all the time, every single day, pretty much. If we're out and about in the world, we are constantly being asked if we would like to consider experiencing something else that would make what we are about to enjoy even better. And that's what we are going to talk about tonight, is this idea. Sorry, my text is going off. Is this idea that you guys have the potential to really enhance the customer experience. Now, I really want to take a moment to just pause before we go into like the meat of this call and reiterate, in case you are brand new, when you set out to build a profitable business, you must have a customer base. I know that last year, Amber Bailey did an amazing call, which many of us still incorporate into our training. And if you haven't watched it, you must. It's called No Customer Left Behind. You can ask any of the leaders on our team about where to find that recording, but it is one of my favorites because in that call, Amber really taught us about how we have so many different options that, yes, while the challenge pack is like the most amazing bundle so that people can get a cohesive, you know, holistic experience with our products. They get, you know, Beachbody On Demand, they get 30 Days of Shakeology or the Performance Line, they get our support. It really is like the thing that we default to most oftentimes when trying to help a customer. But if there is an objection or if there is maybe, you know, something that we can't overcome, there's always a next step that they can take. And every single thing that we can help someone with improves our customer base. Sometimes it's easy to get into a place in your business where maybe you're just moving and grooving and you've signed up a lot of coaches on your team, discount coaches who aren't necessarily duplicating your process, and you don't have a great customer base. And what Amber taught us in that call is that we all should be aiming to have a base of 500 customer PV. Now, if you're brand new, PV just refers to volume, point volume. And PV in this business equals money. It equals volume. Volume equals money. And so to have a profitable business, to upgrade our paychecks, we first must just kind of address this concept of that it's a both and. Yes, you want to build an organization that duplicates your efforts with coaches on your team. That's why you're here, right? Is because you want to build a profitable business. And part of that other half of the equation is that you have to have customers, not just a team of coaches, but you have to have a customer base to make sure that you are a well-balanced business. And we're going to talk about how, in this call, how you can help your customer base and even help your team a little bit get more engaged with the amazing products that we have, you guys. When we are helping people with the resources that we have, we don't have to be apologetic about any of it. We represent world-class fitness and nutrition, the very best of the best. When we reach out and help someone, we are literally saving lives. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can even, help engage people at a deeper level so that they remain committed to their journey. So what I want to talk to you tonight about is this idea of upselling. And I want you to really be honest in the chat right now and tell us, like, what comes to mind when you think of the word upsell? Because, I know if you aren't in sales, you might have this kind of like pushback where you're like, I don't want to be in sales and I don't want to talk about upselling and I have a hard enough time selling a challenge pack. But I want to encourage you to be open to learning something new tonight, because when used properly, upselling can actually bring you closer to your customers, and it can bring in more revenue, and it actually can help with better retention. And that's the shift that I want you to make tonight, is that upselling or cross-selling, they're kind of two kind of interchangeable terms that we're going to use tonight. But truly, it's an opportunity for you to actually provide more customer service, for you to provide better value, and for you to have better retention. And don't you guys want that? Like, how many of you would be so excited to have better customer retention? The better we get at customer retention means that, like, we don't have to be constantly going through like a hamster wheel trying to replace our customer base. We're building on it. And that's where the true freedom of residual really comes from, you guys, is when you have a strong customer base who loves the products that you represent. So let's talk about that. Upsell is not a dirty word. It doesn't have to be a dirty word. In fact, it can help make your customers happier. Now, let me ask you for yourself, like, when you got started in your first challenge group, or as a coach, you probably purchased a challenge pack. And at some point along the line, somebody had to tell you about Energize. Were you like upset about trying Energize? If it's like enhanced your workout, enhanced your life, right? Were you upset over like trying something extra? No. If it brings value to your life, you're so excited to have that because it makes your life better. So let's talk about like upselling. Really, like, there are two terms that I just want to clarify, because upselling is this concept of selling a more expensive version of a product that a customer already has or is buying. Okay, so if I were going to buy a TV and somebody like was going to suggest like a high def, bigger screen TV, like, that's true upselling. Okay. If I were going to go into Apple and buy an iPhone, I don't know what this is anymore, 7 or an 8 or whatever, and they were trying to talk me into the features of what's the latest one in X, I can't even keep up with it. That's true upselling. But, oh, look at that. Hang on a second. There was a random picture that just popped up, and that's going to bug me to pieces. Hold on. Of course, this is going to happen to me right now, because that is just life. All right, we're better. Cross-selling. Sorry about that. Cross-selling is where you actually are suggesting possibly related products, but they are different. So if you're buying a TV and they offer a Roku or a PlayStation, that's a cross-sell. If I buy a Apple or an iPhone and they suggest a case, that's a cross-sell. And so those are two very different, but we're gonna kind of use the term upsell today, representing both concepts, if you will. So just want to put that out there. So here's what I want you guys to realize. When done right, upselling builds deeper relationships. So there's this saying that I want you guys to remember: tell me how I win, and when I win, you win. So in other words, when you are talking to your customers in the interview process about like what package would be the best fit for them, you have an opportunity to ask really good questions that will then help you explain why Energize will help them win. If they struggle with motivation, Energize is kind of like liquid motivation, right? Like 20 minutes after drinking it, they're going to feel that little tingle and know it's time to go work out. When I drink my Energize, I pretty much am committed to doing the workout, right? So Upselling can actually be a customer happiness strategy that helps you build deeper relationships with customers by delivering more value. For example, if you went into check-in at your hotel, okay, let's say you're checking into the hotel and the concierge or the desk clerk tells you, hey, would you like to add breakfast on to your stay for only $29? Normally, our breakfast buffet costs $49. You would say, oh my gosh, yes, like please add the $29 breakfast and save me like half price, right? That would be a great value for somebody to come to you and say, hey, would you like to add this feature so that you save money? That deepens a relationship because I'm now looking out for what's your best interest. Now, that also helps the hotel with their revenue with the sale of the breakfast bundle. But ultimately, you as a customer feel like you got the better deal and they were looking out for your best options there. Upselling is easier than selling to new customers, and it helps you grow. I want you to think about this statistic for a second because it really hit home for me today. The probability of selling to a new prospect is 5 to 20%. How many of you feel that way when you are inviting? Like, you know, I think the statistic is for every 10 invites that you put out there, maybe 1 or 2 will be interested and then 1 will convert. It's like 5 to 20% of you like actually closing the sale. That's why we have, you know, activity trackers that help make sure that we're putting the numbers into our favor when it comes to acquiring new customers. And acquiring new customers is an extremely important part of having a profitable business. That's why we have Success Club, right? But the best change to Success Club happened this year because if we have an existing customer where there's been 6 months between their last purchase where we got Success Club number credits for, you then now get Success Club numbers for that if they purchase again from you. This is amazing because the probability of selling to an existing customer is 60 to 70%, you guys. This is beautiful because for the first 3 years in my coaching business, I was so busy trying to find the new customer so that I could achieve Success Club and make the metric that sometimes I neglected my customer base. I didn't have time necessarily to go back to my existing customer base and better serve them and re-engage them. They had said yes to me initially, but I had, you know, put my sights and my focus on acquiring new customers solely because that was the way I got Success Club points. But now you guys, we have the best of both worlds. We can actually meet the metric by acquiring new customers and re-engaging our existing customer base. And upselling or cross-selling is a great way for you to do that with your existing customer base as well as with some of the discount coaches on your team. So let's talk about it. There are really, I think, 4 opportunities where we have the opportunity to like up our paycheck and really make sure that we are adding value and helping our customers have all the products that they need to be successful. We're not just going to randomly suggest something from our catalog to do an upsell. We're going to be strategic and ask good questions. We'll get to that here in a second. But the 4 opportunities that you have happen in your shopping cart. Now that happens for you guys automatically. Oftentimes when people check out from your share cart, Beachbody has already worked into the metrics where there's going to be a suggested upsell. It could be a 3-day refresh. It could be beach bars. It could be Energize. But depending on what they've ordered, there's going to be an offering at a discount to incentivize your customer to maybe add on. And that's happened a lot. And that's been a great technology thing that's been added when we upgraded our websites. It's been awesome. The second place where this can happen is in our personal interactions with the client. So as you are talking to people about your challenge group or about the coaching opportunity, this is a great time for you to really meet their needs and be bold about it. and confident about it and not apologetic, like what we represent, you guys, when the challenge pack is only like, I mean, $160 at normal price, and this month it's on sale for $140, which is ridiculous. I mean, I don't think you guys understand, but I think it's Orange. I think Orange Theory is like $140, $160 a month. Anyway, what we represent is a total package solution for pennies on the dollar. And so we can confidently feel really good about recommending even more things to them that are going to make their results even better and help with retention and deepen our relationship. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Another great opportunity for you to re-engage or cross-sell or upsell, whatever you want to call it, to refer another awesome way for them to get results is after a success milestone. So I'm sure you've had this, or if you're brand new, it's going to be happening soon. But like when you have a client who finishes a round of, Lift 4, 21-day fix, or 80-day obsession, and they have rockin' results. Man, they are a customer for life, right? And so you can confidently go to them after a success milestone and say, hey, like, we're going to be doing this 3-day refresh after Thanksgiving. Would you like to jump in? And they're going to be so open to hearing about what it is that you've got going on because they've already had success. So you can be confident about approaching them with a different opportunity to re-engage. The other time that you can talk about re-engaging with a cross-sell or upsell is when a discount coach becomes inactive. Now, I'm really passionate about this, okay? Because I talk about it with my teammates all the time. When in my book, and we have, I love, no matter whether you are a discount coach or a business building coach, like I feel like everyone serves a great purpose on our team. And I'm so grateful. It doesn't matter what your goals are. I'm just grateful that you are there. But when a discount coach becomes inactive, I really see that as like someone waving the white flag. Like that to me is like, hey, I've fallen off track, or I need some extra help. Because the reality is, you guys, like when they said yes to joining your team, or they said yes to joining your challenge group and they wanted the discount, why did they say yes? Because they had goals, right? And so if they haven't achieved their goals and they're still, a part of your drill down and part of your organization and they're inactive, it's because they feel like they've fallen off. They feel like maybe they are a failure. And that's an opportunity for you to reach out and love on them. And I'm going to give you a great question to ask them that opens the conversation to help you identify how to re-engage them back into their goals. Okay, so here are some questions that I want you to remember, okay? Upselling works best when you tell the customer how they win. So that requires that when we are talking to our customers about, hey, like, tell me about your goals. Usually there are 3 areas that I always ask questions when I'm talking to a potential challenger. I talk about their fitness, like what they love to do. Do they have any physical limitations? Do they need like a short workout? Is time an issue, or can they do longer workouts? So I try to ask a few questions about the workouts, the fitness part. And then I start to ask some questions about the nutrition side, like, hey, tell me about an average day with your nutrition. Do you struggle with brain fog, sluggishness, cravings, irritability? Like I'll ask those questions. Do you eat out a lot? Why do I ask those questions? Well, if they eat out a lot, I'm going to save them a ton of money by helping them get plugged into Shakeology. And then I always ask about the accountability piece, like who is going to hold you accountable as you make these healthy lifestyle changes. So those are kind of like the 3 pillars that I will try to ask a few strategic questions about, just to get to understand their current situation, their goals, and how I can better serve them. So I always ask, do you struggle with motivation for your workout? Why? Because this is liquid motivation in my book. So if they struggle with motivation, Not only can I suggest to them, like, you know, the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins and help them change their mindset, but I can literally put a product in their hand that's going to give them a visceral reaction, the tingling sensation that's going to tell them it's time to go work out. Do they struggle with soreness? Soreness. Okay, great. Then we can talk about a performance line product that will help reduce soreness and promote muscle recovery. Do they struggle with cravings? Oh my gosh, that's like a giant red flag for Shakeology, right? You can talk about how Shakeology is clinically proven to lower blood sugar, lower cholesterol, and it helps them lose weight, not because it's a gimmicky weight loss shake, but because it helps meet that nutritional baseline. The question I ask discount coaches or customers who have fallen off the radar, this is like such the best question, you guys. I ask them, are you kicking booty or do you need a booty kick? And I usually will text that to them and they will tell me, like, I need a booty kick. 9 times out of 10, I need a booty kick. And we'll talk about it. What's going on? Like, you know, I actually had a conversation with a downline coach in our organization just today. I asked this question. Hey, I noticed she was inactive. Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? Are you kicking booty or do you need a booty kick? Her mom had been in the hospital. So what an opportunity for me to, like, pray for her mom and relate to her and encourage her in that process. And it was a really beautiful conversation, and it gave me an opportunity to know what was going on in her life, but then to also, like, help guide her back toward getting back on track. Okay, so if you've fallen off and you need a clean slate, you know, like, I know hospital food is really bad. It's horrible. If you've ever been in a hospital, well, they're working on making it better, but the options at a hospital cafeteria are not the best. Okay, so I can then help her and guide her and say, hey, like, let's do a 3-day refresh. Let's get back on track. And I'm not doing that out of a salesy thing. I'm doing that out of a heart posture because I want to help her get back on track. Does that make sense? You can also ask, like, do you use Gatorade currently? If you know that you're talking to a mom who's got kids who are in sports, like, you can help guide them to hydrate and redirect their purchasing to something that's a lot healthier for their kids than Gatorade. So as you are sharing a cart, that's another opportunity to upgrade your paycheck. One of the things that you could possibly say is, hey, I know we've talked about your how motivation is a struggle for you with the workouts. Have you seen my post about mom crack? It's liquid motivation. It's our pre-workout, no jitters, just helps you give more effort and have more endurance in your workout. I'll add it to your cart just in case, but it's easy to remove if you don't want to give it a try. Guys, that's just helpful. They don't know Energize exists. Like, just tell them about it. For God's sakes, we call it mom crack. We should be selling out of this stuff because we are recommending it so much. And so if you're not talking about the things that you love the most, now is the opportunity to start doing that. And it's going to help with your retention. It's going to help build relationship. It's going to help them get better results, you guys. So it's a great thing. Another way that you can, as you're building the share cart, you can ask them, hey, quick question, since I'm putting your share cart together, I know you mentioned that you currently are eating out a lot and hoping to break your soda habit. Would you like to add a 3-day cleanse to your package? It's a vegan cleanse. Yes, you're going to eat real food. Most people lose 3 to 8 pounds in just 3 days. Great jump start on your goals. Clean break from bad habits. If not, no big deal, but I think it would be the perfect way to get started. This is awesome. Do you know how many people will want to do this? Like, so many, especially if you tell them most lose 3 to 8 pounds in 3 days. They're going to see that as an awesome jump start. And if they don't, no big deal. Give them the out. If not, no big deal. But I think it would be a great way for you to get started. Guys, if you give someone the out, if you are suggesting a product to them that you truly believe in, that you know is going to help them get results, that is going to deepen the relationship with you and the retention over the long term, and you give them an out, if not, if you don't want it, no big deal, but I really think it will help you, they will never be upset or offended by that, ever. They will always be grateful that at least they know that this thing exists. Maybe they'll want it down the road. Another great way to cross-sell, many people may not even think this is a way to cross-sell, but I do. I think that it's so strategic after week 2 of any challenge group is to reach out and talk to them about the coaching opportunity. To me, if they started as a challenger, week 2 is like the week for me to talk to them about joining my team and like doing what I do. So after week 2, you guys, you can send them a strategic message. You should be checking in with your new challengers on a weekly basis for that first month. So I try to send a week 1 message, and then week 2, I reaffirm, you're doing a great job. I'm so proud of you. I can't remember, have I showed you the video about how I was able to cover the cost of my Shakeology? Is this something you would like to know more about, since it's helping you so much? So be strategic about the timing. They're experiencing success in week 2. They're excited. They feel better because of Shakeology. So their excitement level is still super high. They're going to be very much open to learning more about the coaching opportunity after week 2. Another great time to upgrade your paycheck is at BOD renewal. So Beachbody gives us these awesome emails that when we have somebody who is about to have a BOD renewal, they give us a list and we can email them and say, hey, from looking at your account, it looks like you're now eligible for a big discount on your Beachbody On Demand bundle. If you're going to be renewing anyway, would you like the details? This is just a great way to let your customers know. Most don't know that there are even bundles out there. I had a customer last month who purchased like Beachbody On Demand, and I don't know, I think it was Hydrate. And then I saw another purchase from her that was like 2 other Performance Line products. Like there were 3 different orders from her, and none of them were a bundle. So she wound up like spending way more money. By the time I caught it, you know, it's like a month later, which was bad on my part. Had I been paying attention, I could have reached out to her and tried to help her be a little bit more strategic. But you know what? I did reach out to her, and now she's plugged into my group, and it's an opportunity to build a relationship and help her moving forward. But all on her own, she was like purchasing all this product. So again, at Beachbody On Demand renewal, you guys should be sending an email or a text and letting them know that there are these other ways that they can re-engage with their renewal. Okay, this is just a sample. I didn't want to just be theory for you. I wanted to show you like a live conversation, just to show you that like I actually do practice what I preach, because I didn't want to come in here and just say like, oh yeah, you should totally tell people about these awesome, amazing products, and not actually give you proof that I do that myself. So this is a few examples from just this week. This is someone who I am helping. And I said, hey, 2 things that you might want to know. We're doing the 3-day cleanse all together after Thanksgiving. More than welcome to join us. I can send you the link on that if you want to jump in. And if you're struggling with motivation on your workouts, again, I love this whole thing. I recommend Energize. I affectionately call it Mom Crack because it is awesome. So text me when your sampler is purchased. I'll get you added. She's doing like a planks and thanks group. So she was purchasing a sampler pack, and okay, I'll get some Mom Crack. So for real, I can't have enough. So again, that was an opportunity to help her. I know this person, and she's had some difficulty staying on track and getting her workouts and being consistent. And so I knew Energize would be such a great solution for her. So of course I'm going to recommend it. This is another one. This was a gal in the UK. She wanted Mom Crack, but we don't offer it yet. And so I said, hey, like, have you ever thought about the beef chocolate and chocolate cherry almond, or we can just do Shaco by itself, but the bars are almost as addicting as Mom Crack. Ooh, how are the peanut butter ones? Oh, we go through 3 boxes a month. Less sugar, more fiber than the glorified candy bars, and that we're buying at the store. Want to try a box? Sounds good. Guys, that's how easy it is. Of course, there are going to be some situations where people say, hey, no thanks, I just want to do the bundle, and that's great. But you're never going to upgrade your paycheck if you don't let them know about these amazing products. They're not going to find out about them through osmosis. You have to like take ownership and let them know about it. Here's the thing, you guys got to keep it simple. Too many options are going to overwhelm your customers. So the last thing I want you to do is like go to them with a machine gun of questions. Hey, would you like a 3-day refresh? And how about Energize? And do you want 2 boxes of beach bars? Like the moment you start trying to put so many options in front of them is the moment they're going to become defensive and they're going to like try to run away and they might not even finish their initial order. You want to just suggest maybe 1 or 2 strategic things based on a conversation that you've been having with them. And that's why it's really difficult to give you a script, because it requires a conversation, the art of conversation. But I promise you, if you ask good questions and you really listen, you will be able to make a recommendation. It's not hard. And you know, it has to come from a place of authenticity. If you're not using beach bars yourself, how are you going to tell them that you love them? If you're not ever tried, if you haven't tried Energize, how are you going to be able to talk about Mom Crack? I sold a challenge pack just from Instagram by like hashtagging Mom Crack in my Instagram stories. She wound up upgrading to a challenge pack, and then now she's a part of our team. You have to be able to talk about some of these amazing things. I want to tell you an interesting story, upsell story from my husband. You know, my husband and I, we actually, one of our first jobs was in a restaurant, and I worked upstairs in kind of the bar and grill, and he worked downstairs at the 4-star dining restaurant. And I was talking to him about this whole concept about upselling. And I said, what's your greatest upsell story? Because he worked in a really great restaurant that like you could make some money if you like knew how to take care of people. And I honestly feel like waiting on tables is one of the best ways for you to understand the art of upselling. Because if you were to ever, like, if you go to a restaurant and you have a great server and they suggest like an amazing appetizer, or this is our signature dish, or I recommend this cocktail, like, have you ever been mad about that? I'm usually like, thank you. Like, I didn't know which option to choose because there's so many amazing ones, but you just made a recommendation to me. And so now I'm going to try that. Well, the story that Andrew shared with me, he had one table of 3 people and their total bill was $1,300 because it went from apps all the way to after dinner drinks. They ordered Louis Tray, which is like ridiculously expensive, and dessert. And so $1,300 for 3 people, and they had an amazing experience. I don't know if Lauren Duke's on this call, but like all of us went to a steakhouse at Leadership last year. And we had an amazing time, and the our server had no problem making suggestions to us, and we had a very nice dinner experience, and the bill was very nice as well. But you know what? I didn't feel upset over any of it because I had such a great experience. I had the most amazing meal with amazing people, and honestly, I'm going to remember that experience for the rest of my life. You had the opportunity to custom design the experience for your customers. And you can do that not just by the challenge pack. I mean, we know Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand and our communities are amazing, but we also have other things that are even more amazing that are going to not only drive up your volume, but it's going to drive up like our whole team. Like if we really embrace this concept, you guys, I want you to see a big picture. So many of us, we want you guys to embrace this idea of Nutrition November. Why? Well, the Beachbody On Demand bundles are all on sale, which is awesome. But when things go on sale, like the company, we have to pay for it somehow. So our commission kind of takes a dip, our volume kind of takes a hit. And so I just want to like play out a few scenarios and give you a strategy for having an awesome November, meeting all your goals, and then driving up your paycheck. Are you all game? So Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack, sale price $140 this month. Your commission on that challenge pack will be $40, not bad. The team volume on that has dropped for the sale price to 35. Now that's not great. That's not a great team volume. And team volume is what constitutes our team cycle bonus. So if you're an Emerald coach or above, pay attention. If you're not an Emerald coach, you need to become an Emerald coach, and you should watch one of the Emerald in 24 calls that we all are doing and make it happen by Thursday, because money is just passing on by your business, and you need to plug the piggy bank and start banking some volume. Because remember, volume is money. So TV is 35, commission 40, sale price 140. If you were to add just Energize to that bundle, let's say you suggest Energize, and we can all agree pretty much unanimously, maybe there's one or two who aren't Energize fans, but if you add Energize, the price goes to $189, your commission goes to $52, but now your TV almost doubles, you guys. That's going to do some major things to your team cycle bonus over like time, if everyone were to embrace the idea of upselling and cross-selling. Check this out. Let's say for November, what I really want you to do is hit your Success Club goals like super early in the month. So I want you to bust out your calendar, and I want you to circle the 15th. And I want you all to be at your Success Club goal by November 15th. Why? Well, because then the second half of the month, you can focus on Nutrition November. For example, many of us are hosting a 3-day refresh push at the end of the month after Thanksgiving, because why? It logically makes sense. Everyone's going to be eating grandma's casserole. Everyone's going to want to get rid of grandma's casserole bloat. So the 3-day refresh is a really great thing to promote for after Thanksgiving. And you may have some people who do the 3-day refresh challenge pack, but you also may have some existing customers who have already invested in a challenge pack, want to do the 3-day refresh with you. So let's say, you have, in this scenario, achieved your Success Club goals in your primary business center. So if you are an Emerald coach and you have a spouse account, you can then help your spouse with nutrition products, right? So let's say we put the nutrition product orders in your spouse account to allow us to quote unquote double dip. What this does then, so you've met your Success Club goals in your spouse's account. Let's say you sell 4 3-day refreshes. Your sales are going to be $279. Your commission under your spouse will be $70. Your TV is going to be $208. Okay. Now we're making some assumptions here about like the 200 to 100 ratio, but the potential cycle bonus in your business center is $28 if you're an Emerald, $36 if you're a Diamond. So what does that mean? It means if you were to combine those two, the commission plus the team cycle bonus at Emerald, you could potentially make $100, $97 for 3-day refreshes. Say that 10 times fast. At Diamond, because your team cycle bonus is a little higher, you could earn $105.95 by this strategy. Now, I don't know about you, but that's super exciting to me. I love the fact that we have the opportunity to place nutrition orders, or maybe just Beachbody on demand. I mean, you could just help people with basic Beachbody on demand and get $40 for every annual subscription. I think that's a pretty awesome thing. So for me, I will help everybody. I don't care if they just want a sampler pack. Like, all of that is volume, and volume is money. So I want you guys to imagine, what if we as a big collective team got really good at this by the time Transform 20 launched? Because I want you to understand something here. When we come together as a team and we talk about some of these strategies, yes, it does help you as an individual. But the beauty about our business is that we are better together. And so if we all embrace this concept of trying to just maybe upsell, maybe just 3 orders a month, collectively as a team, what does that do? A rising tide lifts all ships. Is that the quote? I hope it is. But you get the idea that like all of our income raises because we all are contributing a larger team volume into the pot. And that's how all of our team cycle bonuses pay out. So if you get really good at this and you teach this to your team, And we collectively start to embrace this concept of upselling, not for the pure reason of selling stuff, like you want to help people. I'm trying to give you permission to say, hey, I know you're getting this. We talked about this. Have you thought about this? Because it's amazing, right? Like it's just an opportunity for you to help people get more results and reach their full given potential. So here's a game plan that I'm hoping you will be all in for. And I'd love to see the chat when I end the share and we do our Q&A. I'd love to be like, I'm all in, I'm all in, I'm going for it, I'm going for it. Like that's what I'm looking for, just so you know. So I'll be like crying crocodile tears if I don't see your I'm all in. But the game plan is here. What we really want to do as a larger team is focus on a product of the month. Why? Because we know that the more you personally experience these products, the better you're going to be able to speak to them. The better you can speak to them, the better you can recommend them and even upsell them when you are talking to your clients. And you will be able to better meet their needs. You'll be able to listen with the ability to actually solve a problem if you understand what these products do. That's why when you are a brand new coach, we plug you into a challenge group and we say your number one job this week is to be a rockin' challenger. Like you should be showing up like a rock star in our challenge group. It's all about you. We don't want you doing anything else. We just want you being a rock star challenger. Why? Because we want you to have the experience of it changing your life. I don't know about you, but like a 3-day refresh before like some awesome event or after a cruise and I lose the bloat, like it has changed my life a few times. So product of the month obviously is 3-day refresh because of Thanksgiving. If you've never done 3-day refresh, this is an opportunity for you to do it with your teammates and for you to have a personal story, a before and after picture, which is also going to help you with sales down the road because you're going to have a testimony. These are very powerful. It's also, we want you to achieve Success Club by November 15th. We know you can do it. Just make that a monthly goal. Try to hit Success Club by the 15th every single month. Why? You'll be less stressed. And you'll be able to focus on other initiatives like this if you want to. Then for the rest of the month, we want you to focus on nutrition products like Energize, 3-day refresh, beach bars, the sampler pack. Like that's going to give you a little bit more flexibility. Why do we want you to shift your focus away from Success Club? Well, because the reality is with these challenge packs being on sale, yes, they are a great deal. Yes, you're not going to have much of a problem selling them. And we want you to help people so if they want a challenge pack, you help them with the challenge pack. But because of the reduced volume, the reduced commissions, like this is an opportunity for you to just experiment a little bit and try to like help your existing customer base with some of our amazing products. That's going to actually boost your paycheck more this month potentially than trying to acquire a bunch of new customers at a really low challenge pack price. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Set a goal. I would love to give you something so attainable. How about 3 upsells this month? I don't care if it's an upsell or cross-sell. I don't care if it's like, hey, I've got a challenge pack sale and I added an Energize, or if it's an existing customer and you were like, oh, I had an existing customer and they joined me for the 3-day refresh. Both of that, those are both a win. They're both upsells. It doesn't have to be a challenge pack with an add-on. It can be re-engaging a customer or a discount coach, like engaging them in another product in our library. That is your homework. 3 upsells. That's so easy, you guys. You can totally do it. Okay. That is it. Wow, look, 99 new messages. I'm definitely not reading all of those. Okay. Any questions before we wrap it up? You guys have been so good. No. Everyone's like, I've got it covered. I don't see oh, I see a couple all-ins. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Tammy, Terry, Michelle. Awesome. Twyla, done. Yes. Guys, like, it is really easy to help people with what we have. We have incredible products. You should know that your leaders speak so highly of you. They believe in you, and they know that like the sky is the limit. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. And if you want to upgrade your paycheck, you can upgrade your paycheck. We have an amazing line of products that you can help people with. So this is the holiday season. It is time for you to take the lid off your potential and really go for it. Be confident and bold in what you have and what you represent. And we want to be cheering for you every step of the way. Okay, that's it. I love you guys so very much. Go make it an awesome night. Go connect with some people before you go to bed, and know that we love you. Bye.